how is the culture difference in India versus in Canada?
Building connection, I would say, was easy in India.
Project management is more about the technical role, or it's more about the management role, or
So I have worked in like total of 4 organizations so far. Canada is the first one, but in India I worked in 3 organizations. Every company has a different way of dealing with project managers.
after you passed out your graduation,
Yeah.
and you were into electrical engineering.
Yeah.
So what was going on your mind?
I entered by luck, but I never left the path. Moment I've entered there, I realized there is a big opportunity.
People think project management position is for senior level people. So is this a myth, or anyone fresher can just get into project management? Yeah.
If you have these two things, you can definitely enter the world of PMO. But to be an associate PM, I think for fresher it's a good role. Before you do certification, look for a good internship where you can explore the organization.
Canadian work-life balance. So you like to travel.
India is beautiful, but if you trying to find the lay of India in Canada is too bad. That is beautiful. It's the most beautiful.
So that might be like lots of stress handling more people.
You are right. Sometimes people think that we don't do anything. So yeah, it is very stressful. You know what I have learned with my experience? I was not this person before. It's okay. Switch the job if you feel if you need to.
Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Canadian Immigrant Stories. Today we have guest Varsha with us, who made a bold move from managing projects for tech giants like Dell and AT&T in India to crave a successful career in Canada. In this episode, we'll deep dive into her journey of moving to Canada, her struggles, how she balanced her demanding career with exploring Canada's beauty, sharing time management tips, and must visit spots in Canada. We'll also talk about the future of project management, from AI to remote jobs. What type of skills do you need to get into the project management? And of course, Varsha will talk about her golden advice for anyone who is planning a similar move. So enjoy this conversation, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your favorite part of the podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of Canadian Immigrant Stories. Today we have Varsha Suman. She is into project management and she has a lot of experience in the same role. She is now into senior position. So, how did you get into the project management thing, and how has your experience working at big tech companies?
Yeah, so the project management is something which I got in after my college. Uh, I had a placement. Company came in, and then I have to write an exam. They had like 3 roles, and once they were having a role, one of the role was for associate project manager. So I started my journey as an associate project manager because I was a fresher who has done the electrical and electronics engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were not into IT.
No.
Okay.
So I was electrical and electronics engineer, and this company came, which is now Dell, was EMC before, and it was one of the best company for infrastructure and the cloud management. And they had this role for associate PM. I wrote an exam, and they just felt I can fit in. And I started from there, but of course, I have to then start writing some certification and gain knowledge. So it was a long journey. After 6 months, I started with CAPM, that is Certified Associate Project Management Training. So I did that training, I did certification to fit into this role.
Okay, so first you got the role, and then you
Yes, I got the role, and to be successful in that role, then I took help from the mentors, and I started all this kind of certification which will be helpful to complete this role. So all the fulfillment, which includes the Scrum Master, which includes the CAPM. So it was a journey. So every 6 months, 8 months, I just figured that there's something next which I have to do to gain more experience or to get into more complex projects.
Yeah.
So then I become the project manager. It was associate PM before.
Okay. And people think project management position is for senior level people. So is this a myth, or anyone fresher can just get into project management nowadays?
So project manager, of course, it comes with experience. Then you have to have some experience. I would say 6+ years of experience to become that. But to be an associate PM, I think for fresher, it's a good role.
Okay.
Because to reach the project manager role, there are some ladders and some experience what they look for. So if everyone knows, or if you heard about that, every company has a PMO team, right? So PMO team does not do always the project management role. There is lot of admin and the back end work behind the project managers. So as an associate PM, you start from there. You join the PMO team and then become a project manager. And of course, the next step is the program manager. So it's all the ladder which we have to.
Okay. And if someone want to start into project management, like after you passed out your graduation,
Yeah.
and you were into electrical engineering,
Yeah.
so what was going on your mind? Like, how did this thing came up? Like, is this is just companies proposed you that why that's why you were preparing, or you had some plans, or you were preparing for something?
So frankly speaking, the day I got placed, it was just because company just hired me. I'll not lie. So the moment I've entered there, I realized there is a big opportunity with this role. And that's when, as I said, that after 8 months, I have decided to give my first certification, because the moment I met the whole team, I started seeing my seniors. I see that, okay, it's a fully fledged role. Because as an engineer, when you're in college, you are not aware of many roles which is there in the organization. We are just known for whatever stream we have studied and we will be working on. But that's the time when I entered the corporate world, I have realized that, okay, this is something big. And then as I said, that I took help. I tried to understand that how to be a project manager, how to be in this team, and what are the things I have to do and learn to become that. And after that, it became my interest. So I never left. I entered by luck, but I never left the path. I always chose in every company, wherever I went to, I just chose a project manager's role.
Okay. And what's the specific responsibilities that you do as a like project management thing?
So the main is about the stakeholder management and the client communication, and I would say the delivery operations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more about the managing team or
So
coordinating the team with people.
yes. So I'll say as a PM, it's not like the whole team is reporting to you, but how the process works is, if someone is working on particular project where I'm the project manager, then I'm responsible for the number of hours he will be working, the hours he is going to put in his timesheet. Also, I will be the one who is going to check how accessible and available he is throughout the project.
Okay.
And then I communicate the same to the client, that this is the availability, or if you're going on your personal leaves, everything I should be updated so that I can update the client how it works. So that is called as a delivery operation. So while you're doing the implementation or working on my project, the day-to-day communication with me is very important, so that I can update the client on the delivery operation. That's one part of it. The stakeholder management. So stakeholder management is clearly on the different type of people you connect with. So not everyone will be reporting to you, or you are responsible for their time. But for example, the sales, the pre-sales, the relationship managers, everyone is the stakeholder manager for you, right? Because I have to connect with them regularly, that what's happening here, what will be the next contract look like, what their client expectation looks like. And then when I go on a status meeting, I invite all these stakeholders, that, okay, this is the status meeting, weekly scrum call, or we do the monthly calls depending on the requirement and the type of project. Then we have client POC, all these stakeholders. And the stakeholder, as I said, in my project as usually the sales, the pre-sales, the relationship managers, everyone come on call and we discuss about how we are going to approach the next, and if they find any issue with the present one.
Okay.
So that's the major stakeholder management and the communication, which as a PM, I'm held responsible for. I have to schedule and talk to people. They will not know that what's happening, right? Because I'm seeing the delivery side and I'm doing the communication side. So I'm the one who's telling people that customers seem happy, or they're not happy, or we are doing great or not.
So it's type of a PR handling for clients and as well as your stakeholders.
Yes, you can say that. It's like you are informing your internal team how we are doing as a business. So for that, understanding business is very important.
Okay.
That's
that
how you
would be
communicate.
that might be like lots of stress handling, like handling more people and their
You are
frustration.
right. Sometimes people think that we don't do anything. We have a lot of conflict with some of them, but yeah, this is stressful. But you know what I have learned with my experience? I was not this person before, and not only me, everyone started seeing that I handle different kind of people well nowadays, because I understand where they come from. Sometimes I have seen the consultant, because of their personal issue, they just don't show up well at
Yes.
work, right? And then I know that I have to ask them, are you doing good? Is there anything you can take a leave? It's okay, half day of work. So if I know my schedule, it's okay to communicate well to them as well, right? And
Yep.
and then I'll take care of the client, because that's my job.
Yes.
If I know someone is not doing great, it's my job to inform client, and not in a brief way, but in a jest, that things maybe are not going great, we there are some delays, but that's for the better, for the better result.
Mm.
So yeah, it is very stressful. And the other thing is, every project and every person are different.
Yes.
You cannot generalize project management role as per the PMBOK guidelines. So there are always, if you have heard or read, it's a very common phrase, there are always a two type of project managers. One come from PMBOK, where you know all the rules, you know how charter works, you know how the work breakdown structure works. The other one who understand the business, who understand the people, and knows how to get work done.
Hmm.
So there's always a two different thing.
One is about theory and having knowledge.
Yeah, you know the formulas, but it doesn't work all the time, because we are dealing with human. For human, we cannot work in a formula or a chart, right?
Hmm.
So it always some unexpected scenario and things will come. So that's why for a PM, every project and every work is different. We can't work on the same situation, because the client behavior is different, the expectation is different, the tone of talk is different. I have also worked on some projects where customer doesn't like to talk,
Okay.
so I can't schedule a call, because he always, or he or she, they just feel that, okay, this is coming as waste of time for me to be on call every time. And I understand, because they have a busy schedule. I can't feel bad about it, and then I can be like, okay, let's not give the best result for their project, because they, in their organization, maybe things are very, I would say, is too much going on in their organization. It's not the same, because every project comes from a different set of organization. So I understand. So for me, as a PM, the responsibility goes that each and everything should go through them over a email or a chart, an Excel sheet. So they should know, they should not miss out on something because we are not talking, right?
Communication is the main thing that you guys
It's
should
a
be
key.
good at.
Yeah.
Like if you are good at communicating, if you are good at understanding their psychology, their behavior, then you can easily understand like what's their problems and what are their problems. After understanding problems, you can consider talking to them, or trying to solve their
Yeah.
problems, or trying to assist, trying to maintain the team and let team know like what should you be doing next.
Exactly, that's the key. Communication is the key here.
Hmm.
So, I'll go back to your first question. You said if a fresher can become a project manager.
Yeah.
If you have these two things, you can definitely enter the world of PMO. Then please start learning the organizational business and terminologies, right?
Okay.
And that's when we start looking for the product knowledge, because then that comes into picture. So these are the things which comes day to day, but to understand some technicality of the project or the scope of the project, you need to have the product knowledge. So that comes along into picture, and that comes with the experience. Once you enter, you'll start figuring out that which world you would like to go in, right? So that's how it works.
So project management is more about the technical role, or it's more about the management role, or like how you consider this role?
So I have worked in like total of 4 organizations so far. Canada is the first one, but in India I worked in 3 organizations. So every company has a different way of dealing with project managers. So sometimes it is pure technical. So you might have heard the term called technical project managers. So for them, you definitely need to understand it well. Then it comes in operational project managers. So for them, more of the communication and handling things and stakeholders. So bit of understanding of the product, and the rest will be the operational and management.
Okay. So, in general, as a project manager or as a PM associate, who people are you dealing with? Like, are you dealing with the technical people? Are you dealing with the management, the CEO, the C executive people, or are you dealing with sales people, or like how the workflow actually goes on in your daily routine?
We are dealing with everyone.
Okay.
So as I said, like delivery side, we do the delivery operations, right?
Mm.
So there we connect with solution architect,
Mm.
because I should be on touch that how the designing is going. I'll understand what the timeline looks like as per the design what he's making. Then I'll also reach out to the implementation person, that this is the design which the SA has prepared, and we all three will sit and then work on the timeline. Then what do you think that this complex design looks like? 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks? Accordingly, I'll update my tracker that okay, this is the times look like. So I'm dealing with all the technical person and understanding that how their work will be, what kind of help they need from me. So as a PM, I have to make sure that preparing a design and working on everything, you need some kind of access and details from clients. I need to make sure that I provide everything to them. All the prerequisite and the details I should get to the technical team.
Okay.
So that's the reason I have to communicate with them every day. Anything is missing, are you guys good or not?
Yeah.
Then I also talk to the sales side, the relationship manager side. We also have the account manager and the client manager in our organization. So we also deal with them, and we try to understand that okay, this looks good, we have a good margin here, when is the next coming up? Or sometimes what I see, that pipeline looks really good, but the contract is ending soon, so I can just tell them that that we have a pipeline for more than 60 days, but our contract looks like it's going to end in 30 days. Why can't we just start discussing for the renewal of contract? So I also take care of the other side, and I discuss with the sales, pre-sales, and everyone. I haven't reached out to CEO yet. So in all the bigger organization, of course, but I have also worked in one of the startup. There I have reached out to the CEO, and I had my communication with them. Yeah, all the executive meeting I started attending there in the startup, and I got a bigger picture idea that why the release is so important and why the timeline looks so important, and then where the pressure comes.
Yep. And in your daily routine work, how do you handle your team members or like other team you are dealing with?
Yeah, I like to chat with them,
Okay.
uh, because again, that's my personal. There are many people who try to call or connect. I also do connect with them if I see that it's a long run project, where you see, right, if you don't talk to them, you will lose the information. You will not be able to. The person will not. It's a human thing. I will forget that what I was doing, and the person also will forget. Then I keep a regular touch point. But when I see that things are it's going to be short one, then I'll be like, every morning when I wake up, the first thing I just open my Microsoft Teams, and I just say hi to to most of them, and they'll just say, yeah, things are going good, or if not, anything, any sort of thing. If they're even stepping out to pick up their kids or anything, they can just tell me that, I'll not be available. Don't schedule anything for 2:30. Done.
Okay.
So all kind of communication. I try to chat with them a lot.
So maintaining not just the professional relations, but the genuine person to person relations, it's a better option.
It's not an option. I feel it is something which we have to do, because, as I said, if someone is leaving early, it's not like I'm their boss. They have to tell me. It's more about we both are working in a same project, and the person should inform me so that I will be responsible for communicating to the other team to not schedule something when he's not available.
So
So it's more of a chain which we
yeah,
have to follow.
exactly.
So it's a process. It goes. But while working like this, and I started realizing that when we talk to people every day, we actually build a personal touch. So it's not just more about that, hey, how's the work going? We can also ask, how was your Diwali, or the Halloween, are you doing something? So it's more about the personal touch. We have connected with people working for like so long.
And do you think a remote culture has changed this behavior in people?
I feel. Yes.
Because you can't meet people, even you don't know, like you have not met the person, one of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
person.
I
So
feel yes. We Because okay, so my experience when I was in Bangalore, I used to go to office.
hmm.
After COVID, I used to go to office 2 days a week, and I used to see everyone, whomever I was working with, right? All the solution architects or the tech lead and everyone, and we used to chat about whatever is happening. And sometimes it's not related to work; just burst it out. You're stressed. I'm stressed. The project is going for long. You need someone with the similar kind of experience because we both are working on that particular project and we both know that how burning out this is. So we both know, like, okay, let's just stress it out, talk about it, that this is not working, that is, I know while talking it's not going to fix it, but it is something what gives us mental relaxation.
Hmm.
But now I have realized when I moved to Toronto, I was a remote. I am a remote worker.
Okay.
I have no office here, like in Toronto. I
Hmm.
have a Calgary office, so I'm not meeting anyone.
So you lost the personal touch that you had in previous working.
It's still there, but when you're remote working, you have to put a lot of effort, because when I was working from office, I don't have to ping them regularly to remind them that I exist. But when you are a remote worker, you should definitely put more effort from your end, and even if there is no work, just chat with them.
Hmm.
And if you remember, like if it's Diwali, or if you know that it's Halloween or Christmas, do wish them.
Hmm.
So at least the communication will go on. You'll not be lost within the organization because you're working remote.
Okay. Connecting this to the networking part, how do you actually network with someone, not just in your organization, but if you are connecting with someone on LinkedIn, say for example,
Mhm.
or trying to get in touch with some professional or some mentor or someone. So how do you approach them? The same way that you approach your professional, or like just sending genuine message, or asking for some help or something on purpose, or like what's the process you follow for networking?
Yeah. So because LinkedIn, if I'm reaching out to someone, they'll be new person. I haven't worked with them. So it can't be the same way. For me, it can't be the same way how I reach out to the person I know. But I initiate the conversation if I send the request. So I always send a request with a message, because nowadays you see that a lot of requests comes in which might feel like spam, or sometimes it just the how do I say, those certification renewal, or some
Yeah,
kind
some
of, yeah,
advertisements.
advertisements and everything. So I don't want the other person to think me as that person, because the designation also very misleading in LinkedIn sometimes,
Hmm.
because the one who are selling things also the designation with something which you can't relate to, right?
Hmm.
So you have to send a request with a message which I feel gives the other person clarity whether this person is going to be a part of the network and not asking to buy something.
Hmm.
So yeah, I do that. I just send a message, and then if they accept, they'll reply, and if I need any help, I'll definitely ask them
What
directly.
would be short message that you would like to your audience to have? Like, what would be the short message that you
Yeah,
personally use?
I don't have a format as such, but I'll definitely write, "Hi, I'm Varsha Suman. I work as a project manager," and whatever the profile it is, your profile definitely. I would learn more from your profile. That's the reason I would like to connect with you.
Hmm.
So any related profile, do mention the kind of work they do and how it is going to be helpful for you. So
It's important to mention the intention, like why
yeah,
you.
the intention, why I'm connecting with you, so at least the other person also can relate, right? That okay,
Yes.
yeah, I can help this. And I take a lot of mentorship from LinkedIn.
Okay.
So when I reach out to them, I definitely go through the profile. I see that whether they have worked as a PM at some level or not,
Hmm.
or do they have operational management experience, or whatever just excites me or relates to me. And then I reach out to them that I have seen you have worked in this role, and it will be helpful if you can also teach me that how you have become a program manager or now a VP or at this level doing the project management. So yeah, I take a mentorship reaching out to them.
Okay. And some, as we start when we started, we are talking about someone want to get into the project management.
Hmm.
So any steps or anything in short that you would like to mention? Someone fresh graduate want to get into the project PM.
Yeah.
So how they can approach any certification, anything to learn, or trying to get to some an internship or something like that? Like, what would be the ideal path that you would suggest?
Yeah, I think you said the right thing. The first thing will be internship.
Hmm.
Most of the company has an internship where they allow you to work in a different business unit.
Hmm.
And once you do that, you will then realize that whether you really want to do the project management or not. Because once you enter to the different business unit, I have seen many interns when they enter, they just find their path, that they
Okay.
want to be a consultant, they want to be a PM, they want to be in the sales side. So you will find your path. So I, before you do certification, look for a good internship where you can explore the organization
Hmm.
and then understand that, which sometimes we feel that we can be a PM, but when you started doing it, you will not enjoy.
Okay.
So look for internship first. It is going to be helpful. And if you're really sure that you want to do the project, go for the PMO. We have like the PMO associate roles, where it's not the client facing at that level as like so soon after a fresher, but they will teach you that while working you will learn. I would say that, not teach, that you will know that what kind of work you will be doing when you will become a project manager.
Hmm.
So that is also going to be helpful.
Something hands-on, like
Yeah.
you're not directly doing it, but you will get to
Yeah,
know, like,
you are
how.
helping a PM, but with that, you will know as a PM how the day to day looks like, and then you will decide whether you want to be a part of this
Hmm.
the whole system or not. So you can try that.
After you told me, like, you should first explore the role. Are you
Hmm.
enjoying it or not? Are
Yeah.
you just thinking that you should be doing this, or you are actually enjoying it, you want to pursue this role?
Yeah.
So how do you explore other roles? Or if someone is just lost, I don't know what I want to do. I just graduated, but I'm not sure I want to get into some technical roles or some marketing roles or some sales or some PM roles, or like how they can, what will be the starting point?
Internship is one of the starting points. So I know many organization has this internship where they put you in one month for each business unit. So
Hmm.
you'll be in operations for 1 month, sales for 1 month, consulting for 1 month, and technical details like.
In the single internship.
Yeah. So it's like 6 month internship. So I'm talking about someone who has passed out,
Hmm.
already cleared. Then if you do internship, then you will get the 6 months of a different business unit to explore. That is one thing. And if you have not got the internship, but if you have got a job in any organization, so every, I'm not sure every, but so far where I have worked, I have seen that all my company has this global program
Hmm.
where you can work like 3 months for this particular role and explore up to three roles.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like I can be in the technical side and see that if it is working out for me.
Hmm.
I can be a sales side and see if it is working out for me. And then as a, so this is how even my organization did initially.
Hmm.
And I was very clear and figured out that I will be in the PMO side.
Okay.
So it was like the whole, for freshers they have like the whole 1 month training, I would say.
Okay.
And that is in many organization I heard. EMC had that, because I had the
That's great.
opportunity to go through
Yeah.
this. Then I know one more. Yeah, AT&T has it.
Okay.
AT&T also allow you to go into the networking side, the PM side, and also the sales side.
Hmm.
So I was lucky to go
Great.
to the position where I can explore things. But yeah, I think
So that's a great way to start off.
yeah. Or else I also feel that if you want to try, look for the JD clearly, because I know that once you have entered the organization, and if you don't have these options to explore, you might feel that this is not working out and you can leave it, right? Look for the job description then, that
Hmm.
whether that is aligned to the kind of work you are doing or you have done. And of course, if you're a fresher, what knowledge you have related to this, which can be aligned.
Okay.
And then the certification comes into picture.
Hmm.
Once you enter, and that's again very personal to me, I feel that once you enter, then look for certifications.
Not before the entering the market.
So before entering the market, for example, if I ask you to do CAPM,
Hmm.
and but if you're not going to to be a PM, so
It's not gonna be
it's
worth it.
not, yeah. So instead, they go through the JD and your aligned education. Look for the internship. Internship is the best idea in the market, because that gives the more clarity of every role what we are performing.
Hmm. So if someone wanna, as I was mentioning the question, if someone is lost and they are not sure what they wanna do,
Mhm.
so what are the few things that can identify, that can a person can identify that it's good fit for the PM?
I think do more networking
Hmm.
and then understand for someone who's actually doing the work.
Okay.
Because if, for example, your question was how that person will identify if they're fit for a PM,
Hmm.
then talk to a PM, how the day to day looks like. And nowadays, I feel when I started, this coaching and mentorship was not there.
Yes.
It came recently, right? Like I started 9 years back. It was not there. But nowadays, I see LinkedIn has lot of good opportunity and lot of good things to read. And you can definitely figure out a good coach or understand align to where or what part you want to become.
Hmm.
So if you're confused, reach out to three different type of people. One will be PM, the other will be technical person, maybe the third will be the salesperson. And then while talking to them, spend some time, book one-on-one with them, and then understand whether this is exciting or not. Because I have told you so much about now PM, right?
Yes.
Like what I do. That may be not exciting for you, and you'll be like, no, I don't want to do that. You still have got gist of what I do, right? You
Yes.
know that I'm not doing a coding.
Hmm.
Now you know that I don't sit with the laptop and do the coding or do the implementation. But you also know that then I talk to client more
Hmm.
or do the sales side more. I talk to management more. And for someone who might feel that, okay, I don't want this role where I have to go on the client facing and I have to talk with the
Hmm.
management role, maybe it's better I'll do the coding, right? And then you know that you don't want to be a PM, right?
So
Because if you're
instead of what you wanna do, you should check mark like what you don't wanna do.
yes,
That would be better way,
yes,
right?
yes. You need to know, you can do 100 things, but only few things you can't do. So
Hmm.
isn't it easy? That
Yes.
that I know that I can't do coding. I was clear.
Yes.
So, but I know that I can brush up my things with the other things.
Hmm.
So then how this is how you will find the path, and that's how it works, I feel, for most of the people. I'm not an expert. I just feel that I read so much about these things, or maybe with my mentor, I'm very close to her, and then while talking to her, I realized that learning things from the project, I started implementing with the people. So I know that what I don't want. So from the person also what I don't want. Yeah.
So you had a clear mindset or clear idea in your mind, like what you don't want to do.
And that took me 9 years to realize, right? Because
Okay.
I have a clear mindset. So if you're talking about someone who's from college, I was there once. So I know that that person will not decide that what he can't do. It's okay. Switch the job if you feel you if you need to.
Okay. That's a great way to explore the opportunities.
Because I have seen many people
Hmm.
who started with PM with me, and then they felt this is not something which excites them. They moved to some other part. They did their masters. They moved to the some other part. So when they did their masters, they were very clear the work what they have done. They don't want to do it.
Hmm.
So again, you got a clarity, right? Because if you're doing a master's after you do like 1 or 2 years of job experience, right?
Hmm.
And then that person was very clear. I'm not taking the project management as a subject. You get that as a subject.
Hmm.
So see, now you're clear because you entered there and you know that this is not my cup of tea, or maybe this is something which doesn't excites me.
This relates me to the one article that I was recently reading. It was about like how to choose your career.
Hmm.
So the person was telling that you should focus on what you are doing in your free time when
Hmm.
you don't have any restrictions,
Hmm.
and still you want like to, or if like to do this the thing that you are exploring,
Yeah.
or even you are doing freely or without any cost, or even you are not getting paid,
Yeah.
then that's the interest of yours that you should try to explore opportunities in.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I've never thought of this, but you're right.
Yeah.
Imagine you're not getting paid and without any force, external force, you're doing something and spending time. It means that is something you like.
Yeah. So I felt that so much deeply, like I was just thinking about that topic for like 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah, you're right. This is something which is a great topic, and And if you know the book, just tell everyone. We all should read
So
this.
it's a book from Raj Shamani.
Okay.
Raj Shamani podcast, if you are hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So the book name is Build, Don't Talk.
Bill, don't talk. Okay.
So it's more about lessons that schools should be teaching you, but it's not there. So those are some of the lessons that he has mentioned
Yeah.
in that. So I personally like that book, and the book is all about like the daily lessons or daily your mentality, how should be your mentality, how you should be dealing with it. So
Right.
these lessons attract me the most.
Yeah, good suggestion. I think I should read this one.
Yeah, sure. So are you actually into reading or like?
Not too much, but yeah, I started doing it. As I said, that I got very close to the coach and the mentor, and I keep on asking that what kind of book I should read. Or I realized that I enjoying reading the thriller book.
Okay.
So that is like a
Fiction
story.
books or?
No, the real thriller, the mostly the real story based, true event based books what we get, right? So I just enjoy. And then if I go towards the fiction, I realize that Sidney Sheldon is the best author who writes thriller for me. And I just enjoy how the whole plot and the murder, everything is going on. But then I want to move out of that. I started reading Sidney Sheldon a lot, and then I keep on reading thriller. So I took a break that I should not read in thriller, and then I should read something related to very neutral or something which related to I would say the mind. So I just started the Power of Subconscious Mind. It just started.
So you are just still exploring new genres.
Yes, because I realize I'm too much into thriller. I know I'm not sure if it is harmful, but I just enjoy doing it. Yeah.
And I just want to add up the one point that I mentioned.
Hmm.
So the whole steps that he mentioned was about the first step that I told you. You
Yeah.
should explore what you are doing in your free time or in your daily routine,
Yeah.
even when you are not getting paid or you are just
Yeah.
watching TV or whatever thing you are doing.
Uh-huh.
Then second, note it down and figure out based on this what can be a job description fit for me.
Okay.
Find out your niche.
Okay.
So for example, he mentioned one example that a friend of him
Hmm.
was doing so much overthinking and he was just into exploring things, random things, and different articles on any random topic.
Hmm. Hmm.
So he was more into the stalking part, like he can stalk anything.
Okay. Yeah.
So he after realizing what he was into, then he analyzed what can be a good job role for me, and
Okay.
then he got into the trend analysis part,
Yeah.
because he know how to analyze any trends or how to stock, like how to get into trending topics.
Yeah, I think you're so right. Like now, what I'm thinking, I always like to discuss things.
Yes,
And my job is so aligned to this. That is the reason I never get bored of my job.
exactly.
Because I like to discuss with people. I like to talk about the topic or anything which is happening. I want to discuss with someone that this is happening. This is what's your thought in this, and then I want to know what everyone is thinking, what you are thinking, what I am thinking is something aligned or not. If not, then I will think about that part. That okay, he's thinking differently, and then your idea I will also add to my idea. So basically, I always love discussion. As a child also, I was that child, those who go to everyone and just discuss a single thing, like even what I wear I discuss with everyone.
Okay.
So yeah, the job is quite related to this, and that is one of the reason I feel that I don't get bored,
Hmm.
because I don't feel a day where I feel that oh my god, this is too much of work. Sometimes we all had those days where a lot of work and you extend the working hours, but still doesn't hit or never hit my mind saying that I want to quit because I'm too tired of working.
Okay.
I always take a break whenever I feel that I'm too tired or exhausted, or I try to take a break every 3 months.
But you don't quit.
But I don't quit because I know I feel good when I come back. Then I talk to my managers and everyone about my trip. So again, I'm doing the discussion. So I bring discussion in everything. So I'll just show them pictures, or maybe I'll discuss with them that I did this in a week, I did that, this activity. So maybe that's my work.
So you like discussing or debating?
I like to discuss.
just to take a different point of view or
Yes.
different perspectives how
Yeah.
people are thinking.
Yeah. It's like I'm doing something. If I'm learning swimming, so I just discuss with everyone, and even in my office. I started to learn swimming at this age, and then I just want to know what the other person experience was when they started. I want to know that, okay, now your son is going to swim in classes. How is that experience to being an adult learning a swimming classes, or the child doing? So when you hear different type of people talking about the similar thing, that actually broadens your perspective.
Hmm.
You end up thinking that, okay, there's so many other ways to think about the same thing. So that's
True.
why I like discussing. I want to know everything or everyone what they think, so that I will be like, okay, there is different perspective. Sometimes you don't see.
Hmm. That's true. When you are just thinking from one perspective, then you might think this is wrong, this is right.
Yeah.
But in actual, there is no wrong or there is no right. It's just a perspective thing. Like, which perspective are you looking from?
Is the way you do things. It's
Yeah.
always a way that, and I have realized when we work, and when I talk to my mentor, my colleague, my boss actually, and then she always say that, oh, I never thought that you will handle this person so well. And my first reaction is that it's about the person. He just had a bad day that day. I started realizing that I have a bad day sometimes, and I lash out at people. I'm not someone who don't get angry. Of course, I get angry, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not talking. I'm not doing this." But I realized once I calm down, I just do everything what I have to do. It's just a moment that comes in everyone's life when you feel like that I don't want to do this. It's so frustrating, especially when something is not working when you're trying so much. You'll be like, and every time when it's like this I don't want to do it anymore. I'll ask someone to do it, and I close it. I go back. For a coffee or something. I come, I realize it started working. You just need that break. That break is so important. So I always tell my husband that you need to take a break from your work, because he's like, he works a lot. He's a workaholic. So I always tell him, please take a break and then sit to the same laptop. You will see things will work. All the codes will start.
Even you will see new perspective after taking break.
Yeah, your mind will be so fresh because you haven't seen the same screen for long, and then you might don't see the error in that screen. But once you come back, the screen will look new to you.
Hmm.
Then all the green, yellow, all the coding what you have done, it will be brighter, and you
That's
can
true.
figure out that, okay, this is my mistake. Let's fix it.
That's true.
I like to take breaks.
So yeah, now coming back to the topic that we were talking about, how is the culture difference in India versus in Canada? In India, you might be working with people from one city or like nearby
Yeah,
city, but here there are like people from different countries,
yeah.
lots of immigrants working with Canadian people or like working with different people. So how it looks like and how is your working culture?
Yeah, so I realized that in India, like connecting with people, because we all go to, I'm talking about colleagues, we all go to office. It was quite easy because we see each other, we meet.
Hmm.
But after coming to Toronto, I'm a remote worker, and along with me, there are many team members who work from a different part of country. Someone is in UK, someone is in Ireland, and in the US side. So for us to be connected or to be synced, we need more effort.
Hmm.
We need to put more effort, all of us, so we all know that what's happening in at work, so you don't miss out on things, and then make a group or talk, like whichever way it works, but you just need to put effort. In India, you don't have to sometimes make a group or wait for a chat. Even you just step out of your cab and you will see, okay, you are the person who's, then you talk, right? You walk and talk about the scenario or the work. So building connection, I would say, was easy in India.
Hmm.
And that's one thing, because of we were going to office. If I would have gone here again and everyone will come to office, it will be easy.
So what's the biggest hurdle? Like some communication gap or remote work culture has made some hurdles or like what is the biggest hurdle that you are facing?
Communication gap, I guess.
Communication.
Yeah, because we as a human, we don't see a person, we tend to forget about that person and not to tell few things, right?
Hmm.
We also do that with our parents,
True.
right? When we were at home, you just step in the house, you'll tell everything what has happened.
Hmm.
I met this, I met there, I ate this, there's this happening. You just tell them everything, right?
Hmm.
But just imagine when you now step, do you call and tell them that like you had water
How was
or
your
you
day?
had a
Yeah.
no? It's a human thing. So communication gap comes when you don't see a people.
Hmm. And especially when you, as you mentioned, that you are more of the chat person.
Yeah.
So you do chat with your professionals or like anyone. So there might be a issue of like some timing gaps, or like a person you chat
Yeah.
and he answered after a few hours and you missed that mood or the thing that you were gonna tell.
Yeah. So, see, if the chat is all about connecting, it's fine if they reply when whichever time zone they work on. If it is something related to work, even if that person is away, I make sure I pin that this is related to this topic. Once you're back, please ping me or call me or let me know if I'll be available. I will definitely talk to you. If I'm not available, then drop me a message on the solution or what do you think about that this question has been asked to me. So I just tell them if something is very important, you have to elaborate your part. You can't just leave hi, how are you and leave
No,
the
that's a
chat.
great perspective that you told about. Like you are giving the clarity. You want to talk about this,
Yeah.
that either you will not forget it, and especially the person who is
Yeah.
responding will also know which topic I'm gonna talk.
Exactly.
So he will have like specific time, or like he will take
Yeah.
out the time to talk about.
So it's like if I'm chatting with a person with lot of hi and hello and the tendency to miss the important part is more. So
Yes.
that's why if there is important, you should pin it. And if it is not important, definitely time zone doesn't matter. They can come back anytime and they'll say hi to you, right?
Yes.
So
So instead
just
of
pin
just
it.
highs and hellos, just come to point.
Yes, say hi and hello.
But
Yeah,
other.
do the gesture. How are you? But please pin that. And I always do that if I ping someone very late because I also work with the India team. And at a time whenever I reach out to them, I tell them I'm so sorry. You don't have to reply now. Everyone has like chat in their phone, right? The teams and everything. So I tell them that it's not so important. You don't have to reply to me now. But once you be back, can you check on this? I do that. And if something is very important, I need it, then I ask this way that, hey, are you available? If you see your ping, I need this because I have to reply on this, or maybe someone from the leadership is asking. So be clear why you're pinging or why you're asking things.
Okay.
So they'll take you seriously.
They will take you seriously, as well as they will take out the time
No,
as
I
per
was
the
joking.
importance.
Yeah. So they know that. So even if, for example, if they wake up the next morning and I have pinged them and left, right? So the moment they'll see my ping, they will exactly go back and see what I have asked for. Because I have asked 6 hours ahead of their time, right? So they'll be thinking that, okay, she has asked me and now I've logged in. I think the first thing I should be doing is to reply to her. My morning when I start, I see the response. I will be also glad that, okay, the first thing I got this, I can do my next work if it is dependable.
Okay.
It's all chain. You just have to communicate well.
So at the end, the key is the communication.
Key is the communication.
And what's the future of the PM? So if someone is getting into what you say, the PM roles, so is the career is gonna be like good, or will the AI or the machine like that nowadays coming up take out the opportunities?
I think for not, I have not read too much that how it's gonna take, because as I said earlier, that PM requires a lot of touch, PM touch, personal touch. That can't come from a machine, right? Because you're dealing with different moods of people. We are not just replying, we are replying in a tone, in a way that what the client in a way to hear or maybe try to understand. So as I said, that one example, someone doesn't like to talk to you over a phone and only email, then I have to prepare a different communication chart so that that person will understand more than the other person who likes to talk maybe every morning. Then you're not preparing the vast chart, right? Because I'm meeting that person every morning and I'm giving the update every, like what we have done the last day. So it's so personal that I don't think so machine is going to be helpful. But Yes, the kind of work will eliminate.
Okay.
Maybe the kind of the charter I was talking about, or the WBS, which is done manually, or the formulas, everything what we do, so everything manually can be done by machine.
Okay. But still, there is a good future in PM.
There is, I believe.
Okay. So now let's talk into your Canadian work-life balance. So you like to travel, as you mentioned before podcast, that you like to travel. You like to explore Canada.
Yeah.
So how is that thing going on? How are you traveling? How are your traveling destinations you are planning about?
Yeah, so as I said, I like to take a break.
Mm.
So anything around the Toronto, which is like 1 hour or 2 hours, we definitely try to cover every month. Every month, one place that gives a refreshment. Also, because um, it's just been 2.5 years for me in Canada.
Mm.
I love to explore and see the new culture and the different type of places what they have here. And I always look for Google that. Which restaurant is from 80s, and and what is the famous in this small town or city, what the local people do. I want to do that.
Hmm.
So I
You want to
always
get
look
in
for
touch
those
with
things.
people.
Yeah, so I go to the places where I see those local people come in the evening, or maybe they eat the breakfast here, and I have actually explored so many such places
Okay.
where there's a restaurant, actually from Muskoka. When you come back,
Hmm.
it's not actual Muskoka. It's
On the
away from Muskoka, but there's a restaurant, and that restaurant is from 1825, and it's a
Okay.
breakfast place, and the whole surrounding town goes to that place for a breakfast on Saturday and Sunday. It was beautiful. It's very old, like very old. But then I explored that because I was just googling that I want to do this, and then again the other place I went in Montreal, that
Hmm.
they have their uh, breakfast place again, where everyone tried to go and get the place on Saturdays and Sundays, which is difficult to get. But that place is also from some 90s, 9010 or something. And then I was like, okay, let me explore this. So traveling excitement come with food for me, not just travel. If I travel so much to go somewhere, I want to eat the good food and the local cuisine. So it comes with food for me. So yeah, it goes along, and then we also take that weekly off in a quarter, in a 3 months.
Hmm.
We always do that because we try to take a break from the day-to-day work, and sometimes we can also try and cover the work, and then we take that 3 months, and then we explore the different city. Let's go out of Toronto and see, because Toronto you can cover in weekends, right?
So how is the city life, by the way? That
It's
you are
busy.
living right now in Toronto downtown.
Yeah.
So one of the most rushed place right now.
Yes.
Even in the whole world, it's one of the busiest city.
Oh, is it?
So how is the life over here?
It's busy.
Yeah.
Everything, for everything you have to be in queue.
Hmm.
Even to go to the subway station, you'll be in queue because it's so busy. And even for restaurants you go, you'll be on queue. But the good thing is it's very accessible.
You can access everything nearby.
Yeah, and someone for me who just I was in India, and
Hmm.
it's just 2.5 years, and I was not well explored the foreign countries, right? So for me, what I love to be here is I can go alone anywhere. It's very accessible in a way that, Toronto is kind of like, you check the Google, you know that okay, this streetcar will go from this place, and then the streetcar is a blessing, is one of the blessing which I feel in this area, the downtown side. And I miss that when I go to the other side. I was like, why there's no streetcar? Because streetcar makes your life easy. You don't have to take out your car all the time. The traffic is like huge.
Traffic, the parking,
Parking, yeah, it's everything counting. I enjoy streetcar a lot. It's kind of open, long windows.
hmm.
You will see the places of your surrounding, and then you can reach out to the destination so fast.
So in your routine life, in your daily routine, do you explore nearby place or any restaurant, or how
Like
will be your evening or like in your daily routine?
day to day, we can't step out actually, because usually the work gets over, and then The real life starts with the cooking and the other thing.
How
But
about weekends?
weekends we do, yeah. So they have like, I check a lot of restaurants, and in this area, in my area, we have a really beautiful breakfast place again, which is from 1865. The name is Emma, and we try and go for Sundays for the breakfast, and that is open only till 3 p.m. So you have to wake up early on the weekend, and then please be in that line, and they don't take reservation. And we have covered most of the restaurants here,
Hmm.
and then I also go for a walk. I go for a walk a lot in this area. That is again one of the things which I like, and because this is not core Toronto, I would say it's Midtown.
Hmm.
You can do walk a lot, and there's a lot of ravine, if you have noticed while coming back. There's
Not sure.
ravine, there are two parks, so everything is so accessible that you have to do walk during the summer.
Hmm.
Even if I feel sometimes tired, no, but I feel like, okay, these days are not coming back.
Yeah,
So
true.
so yeah, walking wise it's good.
And how about exploring the natural places? Like I think you visited to Banff.
Oh, yes, because
Okay.
I do, as I said, that sometimes the long trips, Banff is beautiful, is the must place to go. And all this hype in Instagram about Banff is true. You have to go Banff. Jasper is equally, so if you're going Banff, there is another city close by, Jasper, that is equally beautiful. Then we have also touched the BC border of that side, where it's a Yono National Park. That is so beautiful.
Hmm.
The color of the water, and the mountains and everything, the boats, everything was red, blue. It's so colorful. And I have traveled in India to like Spiti and Leh and all the places. India is beautiful, but if you trying to find the lay of India in Canada, I was like, go to Banff. Banff is beautiful. It's the most beautiful place I have seen so far.
How about Montreal?
Montreal, I always like.
Okay.
That's my go-to place. I just go every few months. It's very cultural.
Hmm.
So that's the place for me, because Toronto has become very urban, and you don't see that culture, and everything is mixed, right?
Yes.
Montreal I enjoy the most, because when you meet people, when you see them, those are the old Canadian people. What they have done, you can talk to them. There are more church. There are a lot of street where the building is untouched.
Hmm.
So they have not actually rebuilt it to a condo, and the condos are not this huge.
How?
Montreal has like good condo height, not like the huge like Toronto. I always like Montreal.
But
And
still, exploring Montreal is like one of the great heritage, Canadian heritage.
yeah,
Like even meeting people, original people from
yeah,
Canada.
yeah,
So that's a good thing.
yes.
While you.
If you want to know the culture and how they do what they do, why it's French culture there, and what kind of food they eat, it's so different.
Hmm.
It's so different from here. The kind of food what you get there, yeah.
I visited once. I don't have that much idea, but yeah, that was a good experience.
Have you visited to downtown Montreal?
Montreal, yep. I was there for one conference and it was in downtown.
Don't you think that it's so beautiful and different? You can
Definitely.
walk to that
Yeah.
downtown. You can't walk to this
Yes,
downtown.
exactly.
I enjoy downtown of Montreal a lot because of that reason. You can walk.
Even the port nearby is also
Yes.
so beautiful.
Yes. I that's my favorite place. I can go anytime. I've already been like in 2.5 years. My Montreal trip is 6 times already.
Oh,
I that much I like Montreal.
yeah.
We covered this summer Mount Tremblant.
Hmm.
It is also one of the beautiful place for to see the fall season. Actually,
Hmm.
it's very nice. So all these places near Montreal is must visit. You should go to Quebec City.
Yeah, Quebec City too.
It is very again old place, old restaurant, old style of eating, and then you walk. I like places where I walk more. I just enjoy that. This place also I walk a lot.
Hmm. How about the Canadian winter?
Yeah,
Which place you travel while you are in winter you here?
just Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain?
Yeah,
You
because
like doing adventurous things?
we
Oh.
tried, like I tried the Ridge Runner and those things. It got frozen, and then I got blue hands. Then I had to literally go inside and warm up. But it, I just wanted to experience the ski, but I couldn't qualify that
Okay.
time. You have to do certain level, and then they will allow you from the top, right?
Yes.
I couldn't qualify. But yeah, I like Blue Mountain in winter. That's the one place I have explored.
By the way, one of my friend who recently visited to
Huh.
Moscow.
Yeah.
So he has suggested me. I just forgot the name, but he has suggested me you what you say, the hotel or the place where you actually live into the igloo.
Oh wow.
So he said that's a great experience to take. So you might
Yes,
explore.
I think send me the list. I
Yeah,
like to
sure.
travel. I travel. I enjoy doing that. In India also I used to travel a lot. I want to see different places and eat different things.
So you are a foodie person.
You know, I eat, yeah, I am foodie. I never used to think that I'm foodie until I realized that how much I talk about food. So yes, I am.
Okay. So yeah, now let's move into the last part of the last segment of the podcast. So there will be a rapid fire round.
Okay.
Think
Yeah.
less and just you have to answer it a little bit faster.
Okay, I don't want to think less here.
So I have few questions for you.
Okay.
Best project management tool that you use in your daily routine.
Confluence.
Sorry.
Confluence.
Okay. Your favorite Canadian city for work-life balance.
Muskoka.
Okay. Biggest cultural shock moment.
Shock was winter for me,
Okay.
uh, because I felt sick like really bad. On for the first winter, I was not expecting this much.
When you came to Canada, it was already winter, right?
Yeah, it was about to be winter. I came 24th October, as I said, and then the winter was coming. That was the winter I suffered. I was not well because I was not expecting this much. And my best experience is traveling. Here, traveling is more beautiful and more scenic and less traffic.
One thing you miss about Indian workplace.
Colleagues.
People.
Yeah, because I used to see them. Here, I don't see anyone.
Best month to visit Toronto.
Sure, summer, anytime. You come from April till September. Everything is good.
Remote work, yes or no?
Can't answer this. Sometimes I enjoy, sometimes I miss. So I don't want completely
But
going
still,
to.
you will have to go for yes or no.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah, yes.
it saves your traveling time.
Yes.
Most important soft skills for PM.
Soft skills will be, um, I'm not getting the right word. It's like communication, like how, yeah.
Hmm.
And the email writing along with that.
I would
Email,
be even I will be interested in learning email writing from you.
because email writing comes, it's a soft skill. And
Yes.
we have realized no one talks about it. But with my experience, I got escalated initially so many times with that. It is very important thing, trust me. Coming from someone who got escalated, so I know.
Tim Hortons or Starbucks.
Tim Hortons.
Your favorite place to travel in Canada.
Montreal.
Okay. So yeah, that's the part for podcast today. We
Thank
have
you.
already covered so many things from you. You have advised so many things for people. So the last question will be one advice you would wish to give people who are moving to Canada.
Be prepared for winter. Don't take it lightly how I did. And second thing is, do more networking. Be very active in social media. We feel that it's not important, but nowadays it's important.
Hmm.
It's not the way how it was 9 years back when I came out of college. Nowadays we connect with people. I have connected with many people and many women from actually LinkedIn who does a similar kind of work, and we exchange our thoughts, we exchange the book names, and yeah,
Okay.
you have to make your networking
Okay.
strong.
So now before we wrap it up, one suspense for you. We have a Canadian immigration stories podcast theme question. So it's gonna be like if you would not be in the profession that you are pursuing right now, that's a PM.
Yeah.
So what you would be doing? What profession or what dream you would be chasing?
Okay, so there is a secret for you. I would be more into the designing section because I enjoy the fashion and makeup a lot. So I
Hmm.
always scroll and find someone from. I do a lot of master class on that too.
Hmm.
So if not this, I would have done that. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, on this note, let's end this podcast. Hope you liked and you enjoyed on our podcast.
Yes, we spoke a lot. I think I gave a lot of information, and everything is from my experience. Everything what I have seen. It's and again, it works differently for every person.
Okay.
Thank you.
And if someone wanna reach out, I will just drop your links in the
Yes,
description.
yes, my you have my LinkedIn and Instagram. Just yeah, let's connect. And how I'm reaching out to people in LinkedIn. Anyone needs help, they can reach out to me. I can talk more about. I can talk and talk about project management
Yeah.
because the experience goes there.